This is Miss Mitt Girl. She is 7 weeks old from Beatrice and Max's F1 standard Bernedoodle litter. She now weighs 8 pounds 9 ounces. So I'm expecting her adult weight to be around 60 pounds when she's fully grown. And she has medium energy. She is a traditional tricolor as far as her coat color. So she's got the black base all the way throughout. Sorry, I did one to right now. And then she has the white around her muzzle. She's got a little bit of a fun blaze. She's got the white on her chest and all 4 tips of her paws. And then also the cute tip on the end of her tail. She does have the traditional tam point, so she's got on the front of her front legs and the front of her back legs. And she's got just a little bit along her cheeks here, along the sides, and just a touch of eyebrows. We'll do a close-up so you can see those a little bit better. They're super cute. So her coat is a light wave right now. She's got some pretty good movement going on there. So I expect that when she's fully grown, she's going to have more of a wave and even maybe some loose curls. I mean, really, really loose. I always describe them as like a wave just cresting over. So not a tight one, just really nice and loose. So her grooming needs are going to be probably about every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how you want to keep her coat. If you keep it longer, then the grooming needs are definitely a little bit, they're definitely on the 6-week side. I think I said months. Definitely not months, 6 to 8 weeks. So this girl tends to be pretty calm naturally, and she's got super good focus. When I work with her, she has been so great because there was a time I realized I was paying attention to something else and messing up, and so I wasn't paying attention to when she was giving me the cue that I was looking for to click and give her a treat. And she was so good in that. I thought, oh no, I'm gonna mess her all up, but she didn't have any problem with my mess up, and we were able to ride it and get it working out really good. And so I really appreciate that she did that. I have found that once she does learn something, she's like, okay, that's what we're doing, and she gets it really set in her mind, which doesn't mean that you can't change it, because we have worked with her. So basically, for instance, once she learned about manding, which is that instead of jumping up, crying, whining, scratching, pawing to let me know that she wants something, it's just sitting calmly. So there's no command, it is not a sit. It is just sitting calmly and giving me eye contact to let me know that she wants something. Well, she just got that in her head that that's what you do, which is exactly what we wanted. That's what I was working on. But then when my sister was working with her, we were wanting them to move around and focus more on the eye contact. But she just was like, nope, it doesn't matter where you're going. You can go anywhere in this space. I am just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna keep on looking at you, even if it's the back of your head, because I know this is what I'm supposed to do. So we had to help her work through that a little bit, but I thought that was just so fun that once she's like, pretty solid, this is what we're doing. So that's just something to keep in mind. To be patient with her if she does do that, or realize that if you want her to learn something, make sure it's really something you want her to learn and learn it in the right way. With our temperament testing, I was really impressed. She did really good. She went to everything, including the vacuum. So basically it's a series of things that can be a little bit startling. It's different. I purposely have held back and not had them introduced to these things before. So one of them is a hand vac. So they get to sniff it while it's off, and then I wait till they move away and I turn it on. And of course that's alarming. Most puppies move away from it. And then I'll turn it off if they're not interested in going to see it while it's on, which is usually not the case. And most of them were like, oh, well, I see it, I acknowledge it, it didn't get me, but I have no interest in going and checking it out. But she did. She wanted to go over and check it out to see if it was okay. And she pretty much did that with everything. She would look at me and say, hey, is this okay? And as long as I was being calm and not giving her any sign, then she would go check it out. So that tells me, you know, she's just very loyal in that way, where once she gains your trust, she understands, okay, I'm not necessarily comfortable with this, but if you say it's okay, I'll go do it. So she'd really do good in a home where she would be able to go and be able to check out all sorts of different things. As long as you have that good relationship with her, she would do really good with it. And she would do good with all ages. I think she'd do great with kids. She'd do great with elderly because of her calm nature. She'd do great with other pets. She also tested positive for Giardia, so we are treating for that right now. And she is also one of these puppies that I call forgiving. So I do a little toe pinch with them and to see how they react afterwards. And she was one that she actually licked my face and licked my hands while I was pinching in between her toes, and is not comfortable, and I've never done anything like that before. So they're kind of like, what the heck, what are you doing? And some of them, when I put them down, are like, okay, I'm not coming right back to you because that hurt. But she was like, well, if you're doing this, there must be a reason. So that is something to keep in mind in the home that she goes into. Like if there were little children who were pulling on her, hurting her, she would tolerate it all because she would figure, well, this is what they want to have happening. She wouldn't necessarily tell you about it. She wouldn't get grumpy and probably defend herself. She would think it was her fault that that was happening. So that's something to keep in mind for her future home, that recognize that she is going to take that on and think, okay, this is something that I need to fix. It must be my fault if something is happening to me, which is not always the case for them. Oh, sweet girl. Yeah. And she loves to give hugs. She's resting her head on my shoulder all the time when I pick her up. And let's go do a close-up of you, sweetie. You can see her eyebrows. That is Miss Mick Girl.